Hey! Jill! Were you able to go out with a really good-looking and well-off man?
Emmy? I was just thinking it's been such a long time since we last talked, but you seem to know something I don't. Where did you learn that?
From your mom! Sometimes I'll be walking by her house and she'll come out and talk to me. Well, this time she came out and hit me with the big news.
Are you kidding me?
I hear that you both are even planning to get married already.
No, that's still on the table, but we're not sure what to do yet.
So this means he's at least engaged to you then? Being able to meet an all-round perfect man and then having him become your fiancé like that? I'm beginning to get way too jealous over something like that.
We still don't know if we really want to get married yet or not.
But you both have been talking about it, right?
And that's just everyone around me thinking that. We have talked about marriage, but we haven't done anything more with it, okay?
In other words, this means everyone around you finds him to be the perfect guy, and they all want you married to him.
I'm not sure about that. This was just supposed to be between him and I from the start, and we wanted to take things slowly when it came to our relationship. I might say no to marriage now if rumors like this keep getting worse and worse. I'm tired of people thinking that he's the one I must be with and I can't leave him at any time.
But come on now, he is a perfect man for any woman, so you have to say yes to marriage.
Emmy, you are starting to get on my nerves again with your annoying habits.
What?
I don't like it when you try to claim things about other people when they're not anything you need to know about. I will be the only one to talk about what I plan to do with him, and I don't want you spreading news that isn't real. And it's not even like we're engaged yet, as I haven't given him the answer to his proposal either. We're just boyfriend and girlfriend, and I want people thinking of our relationship that way for now.
But he'll soon become your fiancé, right? So who cares if we just say that you're both engaged?
There is still the chance that I say no to him, right?
But he is the perfect man for you, so there's no way you'd say no to him, right?
No, I could definitely say no to him if I want to.
That's so wonderful of you. I'm getting so jealous.
There is no use here. You just keep going back to the same thing no matter how I try and explain things. It's like one big stupid loop with you. My head is starting to hurt now after this, so I'm going to go now.
What? But I just learned about how you're engaged to the perfect man now.
I told you, he's not my fiancé. I'm asking you to please stop thinking about him and I, all right? I don't want you getting any more wrong ideas about things. Bye now.
Jill, I was able to learn even more about your fiancé than you were willing to tell me.
What? Wait, you're still going on about something I told you not to?
Well, you were keeping all the gossip to yourself, so I had no choice but to go snooping for all the goodies. But of course, all I had to do was go and ask your mom about it.
What? Again with my mom? I've told you before not to listen to what my mom says to you, right?
I learned from her that your fiancé happens to be Eric, and he is 40 years old. And he happens to be in charge of a rather decent-sized company. Your mom even let me see a picture of him, but man, is he one hot-looking guy. I'm so jealous of you, Jill. You make me want to just come over to your house, put on your clothes, and act as though I'm in your shoes.
I told him no. I told him no after he asked for my hand. So he's not my fiancé in any shape or form.
Again with this, I see.
I understand it can be a little intimidating to be with a man who is much older than you are, but
after seeing that face and body of his, there's no way any woman could say no. I already know that you never said no to him and that you both are tightly engaged now.
You have no frickin' clue what's going on, do you? I told you I said no to him, so that's it. He is not my fiancé, and he barely has anything to do with me now. No matter what anyone else has to say about it, I said no to him. N-O. But in reality, I've had enough of your BS, Emmy.
Jill, listen to this. Listen to this. I just got pregnant with Eric's kid.
Huh?
4 months ago, whenever I'd try and get more gossip from you about Eric, you always tried so hard to hide the fact that you were engaged to him and everything. Well, I knew it had to do with you fearing that I might come and steal him from you, so you tried your very best to hide all the details. So in order to make your fears a reality, I went ahead and stole him from you.
Are you serious?
I'm sorry. I went to his office building and waited outside for the moment he'd walk out and called for him. I introduced myself to him as one of your old friends. And once I did that, I already had him in my hands. So from there, he invited me to go out with him to a bar in town, and after getting him absolutely hammered, I took him to a hotel room with me. And I'm sure you can guess what the two of us did there, right? When thinking of the time all this took place, this kid has to be his. So thanks to you never telling me a thing about you and him, I was able to go out myself and find him so that I could be the one to carry his kid. Thank you.
Is that right? Well, congratulations then, Emmy.
You're trying to act all tough about this now, aren't you? Right as you hit the jackpot with him and were finally engaged, I came along and stole him. I know that deep down you're wanting to bawl your eyes out and cry into the sky, right? Really, this is a feeling that I've been wanting to have for so long now, but could never figure out how to get here.
A feeling you've wanted to have?
Oh, so you never noticed anything about me then, did you?
What are you talking about?
Back when we were both in high school, you were going out with that guy, Finn, right? I really had this huge crush on him then.
Huh?
Yet you came out of nowhere and asked him out right in front of me. Do you have any idea how badly you made me feel back then? Well, me coming in from behind you and stealing your fiancé from you is my revenge for what happened to me years ago. And what makes this even better is the jackpot is now mine. All of that happiness you had thinking that Eric was yours is all going to be mine now, huh?
Who is this Finn guy?
So you're just going to keep playing dumb around me, huh? I'm talking about the Finn who was in the same grade as you in high school. You both would always walk home together after school, holding hands and all that.
For my last 4 years of schooling, high school, I was going to an all-girls Catholic school.
Huh?
I must have never told you about the school I was transferring to back in middle school then, huh?
But you went to Davidson High.
The school I went to was Davidson Catholic High School for young women.
Huh? What?
Don't you remember that when you and I exited middle school, I told you that my family was moving to a new house outside Davidson, right? And, well, when we moved out there, I was wanting to play volleyball during my time in high school. The Catholic school happened to have a really good volleyball team, and since I didn't really have too many friends from back in middle school, I decided to go to a different high school than the rest of you. And after starting to go there, you and I never really talked to one another again, because we weren't that close of friends. So, what's this about you getting me mixed up with someone else you remember from high school when I was never even there? Also, is this you once again causing trouble due to some kind of misunderstanding? I remember back in middle school something very similar to this happened. There was that really popular guy in one of our classes, a grade above you and you happened to think you were dating him for some reason. He already had a girlfriend, though, and when she found out you kept saying to everyone you were his girlfriend, she started to really hate your guts, right?
That was just a small screw-up, then.
Had that guy not stepped in and started telling you that he didn't even know who you were, things would have only gotten worse between you and his actual girlfriend. I guess you never really learned from that situation then, huh?
But...
Well, I happen to not really have anything to do with you anymore. But I will say that I am thankful that you got rid of Eric for me. So, there you go.
Huh? Why are you thanking me? Why are you thanking me for stealing your fiancé from you?
I've been going out with this other man ever since I was in college with him.
Wait, what?
But my parents always said to me that if I wasn't going out with someone who was making the same amount of money my dad makes and who couldn't care for them financially in their later years, they wouldn't let me marry him. If he wasn't from a university, then it was a no. If he didn't have his own company, then it was a no. He had to be making at least $200,000 a year or it was a no. Because of all those things they kept telling me, I could never get them to accept my boyfriend. So I went straight ahead and used Eric as a way of hiding my real relationship from my parents so they'd think I was actually dating Eric.
But a man like Eric is actually a lot better than whatever boyfriend you're telling me about.
I told you that I already have a man that I'm in love with and have been for years now. Well, when Eric accidentally asked me for my hand in marriage, my parents went ahead and told him okay without ever getting my take on it. Since then, everyone in my family has been going on about how I'm going to be getting married to Eric, and it's been a real pain in the butt for me. But then about 2 weeks after that, something happened. I was told by Eric that he no longer wanted to marry me and said that we were no longer engaged.
2 weeks ago?
This was 2 weeks after he had thought I said yes to him about marriage. He said something about how he had another woman who would be bearing his child, and that child would be the next in line to take over his company. Could that woman possibly be you, Emmy?
Well, yeah, the timing all lines up, actually. He told me he wanted to have a baby with me when he was drunk.
I see now. He was so hell-bent on getting married to me after my parents said okay to his proposal, but then out of nowhere, he told me that things were off and that we'd break up. I was so confused about what had happened to him because he had put so much effort into trying to forcefully marry me after I told him no so many times. But now I can see what the answer was to all of that.
So, in other words, what you're saying is I didn't steal your fiancé from you?
Well, yes, that's what I'm saying now.
Well, this is a little bit boring of an ending to all I had planned for. Well, whatever, I guess. Your boyfriend only ended up graduating from a small-town college with you, right? That means when comparing both of our men side by side, my Eric is far superior to your boyfriend. And now I'm going to be the one becoming the wife of a CEO. I still came out on top in all of this. And you'd better not start crying for me to give Eric back to you, okay?
I'm never asking for him back. I told you already that I'm really thankful you took him off my hands. I hope you both are happy now.
Yahoo! Jill! You never told me any of this. You're the worst.
What is it now?
Eric! He's not the man I thought he was. Why didn't you tell me he had already been married before and has 3 daughters living with him now? I never heard about any of this from you or anyone.
What, you never knew about any of that?
I never knew I'd need to hear about something like this.
So then this means you don't know what happened to his other wives? There was some domestic violence issues with his mother and them.
Huh?
You never knew about the reasons why they were forced to divorce him in the end? It had to do with his family wanting his wife to bear a son for him so that the son could then get the family company next. But they always gave him daughters, and so his mom and him both forced them out of the family.
Huh?
But when it came to the kids, he couldn't just kick them out because that's just inhumane. So he decided to keep them and get full custody of the kids in order to have tax write-offs and such. You never knew about a single one of these things?
Why did you never tell me any of this before?
Well, I thought you knew all of this already because you went so far out of your way to steal him from me in order to get the revenge you'd been wanting, even though I'm the complete wrong person.
I'm not marrying him now.
What?
I don't care how much of a jackpot he is. The fact that he's had wives before me and has 3 kids already? This is not a joke. I'm going to find myself a much younger man who is still making loads of money to marry.
Really? But I thought you already handed in marriage papers and everything to the courthouse.
Huh?
My mom had called me the other day making fun of me for losing such a perfect man to someone else and never marrying him. And while she was making fun of me, she said that he had gotten married already and was at the courthouse handing in the paperwork.
No way!
Do you not remember ever signing those papers with him? So you do remember signing those marriage papers then? Well then, you're not going to be able to get out of that marriage as easy as you think.
What should I be doing here?
About what?
What should I be doing right now about all of this?
Well, if you want to get a divorce, the only thing you can do is go and talk to him about it. But just remember that he's probably not going to be on the same page as you when you bring that up to him.
Why not?
Well, my mom told me that the baby you're carrying right now happens to be a boy, right? You went and had the doctor tell you that during your last checkup. That's what Eric's been wanting all along, so I don't think he's going to let you get away from him that easily.
Crap. No. Jill, please. Come and help me get out of this.
That's not going to happen.
Why not? I'm going to come over to your house for the time being.
No, you won't. My boyfriend happened to have a job transfer, and in order to be with him, we both moved away.
What?
I ended up quitting my job at the company I'd been working for so long and found myself a new job here, by the new house. And as for my parents, who ended up using the money that Eric gave me for calling off our engagement, they both used it all up, so I left them and cut ties to the both of them. So please, just leave me and my boyfriend alone now. You won't be able to learn anything from my mom about me now.
Wait! The fact that only you get to be happy after all of this isn't fair! You and I have been longtime friends, right?
And?
You should be coming to help me out of this mess!
Can you give me a good reason as to why I should come out there and help you?
So, you're not going to help me then?
Bye-bye.
What the hell? No way, Jill, please!
In the end, Emmy wasn't able to get the divorce she wanted and had to go through with having the baby while married to Eric. And just as the doctor had told her, it was a boy. But when they brought the baby boy home, Emmy's mother-in-law immediately took him away from her so that she could raise the baby. And in exchange for her baby, she was given the 3 daughters of Eric to raise, with no support coming from the rest of the family. Even with her mother-in-law looking after the baby boy now, this didn't put an end to all the harassment she gave Emmy. And when it came to all the money that Emmy thought she'd be getting to spend from Eric, that all went right to his mom so that she could have free reign over all the income. What makes all of this even worse for Emmy is that Eric wasn't even on her side in any of this, as he's a major mama's boy and would never do anything to go against his mom. And if all this wasn't bad enough for her, not even her own parents were going to help her get any divorce, as they said it would give Emmy a bad name. So Emmy really was left with no way out of things in Eric's family. Even now, she has no way of getting off their property, as it's all fenced in completely with alarms on all the gates, and she's never even asked to leave the house. I think this is a fitting end for her, as she had always been so jealous of Eric and the life that he would let her live. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Rebecca, are you looking ugly again today?
What the hell was that, Thea? Well, it's been a year or so since I've last seen you, so I wanted to check up on you and see if you were still keeping up with being ugly. Just as I expected from you. You have literally no decency at all as an adult, and are still acting like that little bratty witch that I've always known you to be. Huh? So how has being a whore been for you? Stealing any fine men lately? Oh my god! Well, I'll have you know that I'm not the whore. All of those men are, because they keep coming after me when I'm not even trying to get with them. So what other choice do I have but to go out and have fun with them? Go ahead and think of it however you'd like. Now, tell me what you really want from me today. Oh, that's right. I have a really, really important bit of news to tell you. And what could that be? Right now, I'm on vacation with your husband in Guam. What? You went to Guam? That's right. I'm out here with your husband, Brad, and we are making love to one another at this private little cabin on the beach. I haven't seen Brad all night, and that's why? He left to go to Guam with you? That's right. So when are you guys coming back home? Huh? I want to know how many nights you two will be staying there and when you plan on coming back. What's going on here? You just had your own husband stolen away by me, and you're not even going to act a little bit surprised by that? What is wrong with you, Rebecca? Honestly, I'm just shocked by the fact that you took him all the way to Guam, of all places, to cheat on me. Are you kidding me? You should be crying at the sound of my news and begging me with all the strength you have right now to give him back to you. Why are you not worried about him at all? I knew about him cheating on me, so don't get your hopes up. Huh? I have known about you going out with Brad like that for a while now. I'm sorry that your plans of making me break down and beg for him back didn't work out for you. What? Now look, Thea, you and I have been in the same classes with one another in both middle school and then in high school. You and I both have a lot of the same friends, so I hear about you all the time. I'm sure that you're not very aware of this, but back here in town, not a lot of people really like you all too much, and all I hear about you is bad things. And thanks to always hearing the bad news about you, I learned that you'd been eyeing up Brad. Are you serious? A lot of people say that you yourself are married right now, but by the way you'd always go around town bragging about the men you were with, it almost felt as though your real husband didn't exist. When you both are back in town, I'll be having a word with you guys, along with my lawyer, about the divorce settlements. Please make sure to be there for that. Oh, I see. Well, that's no problem. I'm a little bit shocked that you already knew about all of this, but it's not going to change any of the plans I've made. Really? Is that so? Anyway, we will be back home in 3 more days. Since I'm no longer going to have to hide anything from anyone, I'm going to make sure to enjoy this little vacation to the fullest and post all about it. Well, as long as you're not going to try and run away, do as you please. Bye now. Thea, have you not been looking at any of the calls and texts coming from your parents? Why are you not going to answer anyone? Everyone is trying to get a hold of you right now. Oh my, if it isn't the loser who lost her husband to me. I'm sure you're getting all antsy now and sent me all those messages wanting him back from me, right? I knew that having Brad stolen from you was heartbreaking. This is not about Brad and you. Huh? Your husband, Mark? He had to be taken to the hospital because he came down with something really bad and hasn't been getting any better. I see. And? Since this morning, he's been on life support. Oh? Because you weren't answering any of those texts and calls from your family, they came to all your friends and people you know asking us to try and contact you. Come home right now, hurry!
What? No, thank you.
Huh?
I'm sure you're just lying to me right now to try and get Brad and I to come home from our little romantic vacation before we planned to, right? I know that you and my family are all in that lie together and want me to stop having fun here with your husband.
What the hell are you going on about? Things are not going well for your husband and his family right now, so hurry up and come home right away. Come on now, Thea.
All right, okay. Keep on freaking out about how you want Brad back.
I am not worried about Brad and you right now. Are you even listening to me?
Right now, I'm a very busy woman because I have all this love I need to receive from Brad. We're both about to start having sex, so shut up already and let us have our fun.
Jesus Christ, Thea. What the hell do you think you're doing right now? Your husband is on his deathbed.
Oh, I just remembered something. I don't actually need Mark anymore, so you can go ahead and take him now since I'm taking Brad. I'm sorry that I'm giving him to you in such a sad state, though. Hopefully you don't mind getting a damaged product.
This is not the time for you to be saying things like that. His family is all here, wondering where you are and why you're not here.
You are starting to really annoy me now, so I'm going to block your number for the rest of this trip.
What?
Bye-bye. See you when I'm back from Guam.
Hold it right there, Thea! Thea!
I'm back! We just arrived back home a little bit ago. Therefore, I can unblock your phone number now. And another thing I have to let you know about is that Brad and I got engaged. So could you please hurry up and divorce him for me? You were telling me the other day that when we both got back, you'd want to talk to us about the divorce and the settlement, so make all of that quick, please. Both Brad and I want to get married to one another as soon as possible.
You are so dang annoying.
Huh? Oh, you must have turned into the Grinch while I was gone after having your husband stolen from you, right? That's hilarious. But that's why I said you can have Mark as a replacement for Brad. Although ever since he started to get really sick, he lost his job at that major company, and it's been pretty useless to me.
Right now, I'm at Mark's funeral.
What?
I'm not family or anything to him, so I'm only here for the first procession, and then I'll be going home. But a lot of people have been murmuring to one another about where Mark's wife went and whether or not she'll be coming to his funeral today.
Huh?
A few of your friends that know about where you ran off to are here as well. So there is a chance one of them will talk, and the rest of your family and Mark's will know about what you've done.
What? Huh?
If you're still not going to believe all that I'm telling you right now, then how about you take a trip over to your parents' house right now? There, you will be able to figure out the truth in all of this and may start to panic a little.
Are you being serious right now? Why, Rebecca? If this was really going on, you should have been trying even harder to get me to believe you. This is the worst timing ever for me to be coming back home from my vacation.
So that's what you're going to say to me? Well, I guess that's expected from a wife that never bothered to care for her husband at all and didn't even show up once to the hospital to check on how her husband was doing. Also, it's starting to sound like a lot of people are learning about what you'd been up to behind your husband's back. Especially with Brad.
I don't care about what all of them are thinking right now. Right now, things are very bad for me. I showed up to the funeral after stopping by my parents' house, and as I walked inside, my dad slapped me with the most force I've ever taken. And my mom started to break down crying and wouldn't even look at me. All of Mark's family just stood there glaring at me in silence.
Why are you getting all upset over that? That's how you should have expected everyone to react after what they'd seen and heard. Huh? It wasn't just you, though, that received those kinds of reactions from others. When Brad came stumbling back home, his dad was waiting for him and gave him a punch to the gut that caused him to vomit. What? Anywho, I'm divorcing him. And then I'll have my lawyer get you to sign the papers stating that you both now owe me some money. Oh, I see. Oh, that's totally fine. I'll be getting all that money Mark had from his will. That'll mean something, like your settlement won't even faze me because it'll seem so cheap. You think so? I can see that you really don't feel any sort of anxiety after what all's just happened. But my lawyer will be coming over in the next few days to have a word with you, so be ready for when he arrives. Sure thing. I'll be ready for whoever comes here. Hello, Rebecca. This is about that settlement you've asked me for? What's up? You don't think you could lower the amount you're asking for, or even perhaps just void this whole settlement in general? Listen, I thought that by the time I got all that money from Mark after he passed away, I'd be just fine. But after asking about when his money would be coming to me, I was told there was no money. And? I heard all of this from Mark's little sister. Well, he had been in the hospital for a very long time, huh? And, well, he had lost his job too, right? So all of that time in the hospital racking up his bills really did a number on the money he had in his savings. So there's nothing really left for me to have. I see. I then went and asked Brad about having him help pay the settlement off. But he told me no right then and there. Well, I'm sure something like that would happen. But no matter what excuses you have for me, you're going to have to pay me that settlement. What about lowering the amount you're asking for? And why should I do that? Ugh! What the hell is going on here? Hey! What the hell is this about Brad being jobless? Did he not get that company from his dad or what? I could have sworn he was telling me all about how his dad had this massive company and that it would be going to him next. Wow. You never heard anything about that from him recently then? Heard about what? At first, he was supposed to be the next in line to receive that company and become the CEO. But after a little while, his dad, the current CEO at the time, realized that his son is nowhere near ready to become someone as respected as the CEO of that company. So he went and found someone from within his company to make the next CEO. And, well, it's been 5 months now since the new CEO took over that company. Who the hell took that position? I did. Huh? And from there, Brad no longer felt comfortable working in the company and quit. So when are you going to have that money to me by? I would like you to have it to me in the next few weeks, so were you able to find another way to get that money set up? What? You already know that I don't have any money. So that's your final answer then? I can see now why you were acting all tough about this whole situation you got yourself into. You thought you'd be getting both the money your dead husband should have left behind for you and the money that Brad would have been making as the CEO, right? Honestly, that's what I was thinking had been the case this whole time, but didn't want to spoil all your fun. If you already know that I'm not going to be able to pay you, how about you void the dang settlement? The settlement is another story, Thea. I knew something like this would end up happening, so I went and spoke with your grandpa about what should be done about you. Huh? My grandpa? You went and talked to him about me? Yep, and this is your grandpa on your mother's side of the family. He told me that he had some very good things in mind for getting you to both pay me for the settlement I've asked for and to try and fix that toxic behavior you've always had all your life.
Wait, what? Why? I'm not even upset about you talking with my family about this, but why would you choose to talk with that crazy old man first? And actually, how the hell were you able to get in touch with him in the first place?
Well, I'm sure you're not really aware of all this, and that's totally fine. But your grandpa's company just so happens to have some relationships with the company I'm in charge of now.
What?
In other words, what you and Brad had been doing started to have some influence on both of the companies, and discussion about you had to be made. There, your grandma and I came to a lot of conclusions about what had to be done with you, especially since you were causing bad rumors to spread around affecting business.
No freaking way! Does this mean I'm going to have to go with that insanely strict old man now? And I'm not even talking about how bad my grandma is. She is way worse than him, and I don't want to know what she'll do to me if I see her. I've heard terrible stories about how she raised my mom's siblings. No. I don't want to end up like all of them. How the hell am I going to be able to have a life if I have to go to them now? There's no way those two will let me see the light of day ever again.
Well, you have no other choice now, so stop complaining already.
What?
Thea, there's no other option for you anymore. While you'd been bragging about how you stole my husband from me, and then we're not going to have to worry about the divorce or the settlement because of your dead husband's and Brad's money, I was talking with your grandpa.
Huh? So it's been going on this whole time?
I had to make sure your grandpa heard about your every move so that he could prepare himself for how he wants to go about retraining you.
No.
I really hope that whatever he and your grandma have in store for you, it helps you become a better person. Bye-bye now.
Rebecca! I don't want to go.
And only 10 minutes later, Thea's grandpa arrived to pick her up and take her away. She tried her hardest to run from her parents' house to try and get away, but as she made it to the front door, she found out it had been locked from the outside. And who better than to come up from behind and grab her than that same dad of hers that slapped the hell out of her at the funeral. He then picked her up while she was screaming and walked her out to her grandpa's van so that he could put her in. A lot of the people in the neighborhood stepped outside to see what all the commotion was about, but when they saw it was Thea screaming her head off, they all went right back inside. She was taken to her grandpa's house that day, and a few days went by before I started to receive the money I had asked her for. And it wasn't just from her that I started to get my money from around that time, but also Brad. Brad's parents ended up disowning him after his dad punched his meal out of him, and since then he's been living in another town somewhere working in order to pay me. And with both my settlements now being paid, I can finally take a moment to relax and thank my lawyer. A couple weeks later, I got a couple texts from Thea again though, asking me to come and save her from her grandparents. I totally forgot that I hadn't blocked her yet, so that was the perfect reminder to get me to do just that. I'm not sure what types of punishments her grandparents are subjecting her to right now, but I'm guessing that not a single one of them is ineffective in helping fix whatever the heck was wrong with that girl's head.